The short answer to the question whether crypto mining is still worth it is yes. The long answer is it's complicated. Bitcoin mining began as a well-paid hobby for many early adopters who had the chance to earn 50 BTC every 10 minutes, mining from their bedrooms, successfully mining just one Bitcoin block and holding onto it since 2010. This would mean you would have 450,000 worth of Bitcoin in your wallet in 2022. If you're motivated to learn and you want to get a semi-passive income of Bitcoin or any other crypto, there are a few basics to get your head around before deciding if it's even possible for you to profit from crypto mining. Mining is the backbone of all proof-of-work blockchains and can be described with three key concepts. Bitcoin block reward. Miners are rewarded with 6.25 Bitcoins. This number will reduce to 3.125 Bitcoins after halving in 2024. The reward plus the transaction fees are paid to the miner who solved the puzzle first. The process repeats approximately every 10 minutes for every mining machine on the network. The difficulty of the puzzle, the network difficulty, adjusts every 2016 blocks, 14 days, to ensure that on average, one machine will solve the puzzle in a 10-minute period. Network difficulty is calculated by the amount of hash rate contributing to the Bitcoin network. What is mining hardware? Mining hardware is specialized computers created solely for the purpose of mining Bitcoins. The more powerful your hardware and the more energy efficient, the more profitable it will be to mine Bitcoins. Understanding hash rate. The hash rate is a measure of the miner's computational power. In other words, the more miners, and therefore computing power, mining Bitcoin and hoping for a reward, the harder it becomes to solve the puzzle. It is a computational arms race where the individuals or organizations with the most computing power, the hash rate, will be able to mine the most Bitcoin. The more computing power a machine has, the more solutions, and hence block rewards, a miner is likely to find. What is block reward? Roughly, every 10 minutes, a specific number of newly minted Bitcoin is awarded to the person with a mining machine that is the quickest to discover the new block. Originally in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto set the mining reward at 50 BTC, as well as encoding the future reductions to the reward. The Bitcoin code is predetermined to have this payout roughly every 4 years. It was reduced to 25 BTC in the late 2012 and halved again to 12.5 BTC in the middle of 2016. Most recently, in May 2020, the third Bitcoin having reduced the block reward to 6.25 BTC. How long does it take to mine one Bitcoin in 2022? The amount of time it takes to mine one whole Bitcoin varies and depends largely on the amount of hashing power a miner contributes. In general, the more hashing power, the faster a block will be solved, resulting in the miner reaping the block reward in the form of a newly minted Bitcoin. Mining difficulty is another important variable. The lower the difficulty, the greater the odds of finding a new block. When prices rise, this gives more people motivation to mine for coins. Then, as the Bitcoin hash rate increases due to more miners coming online, the difficulty adjustment, which happens every 2 weeks, tends to rise upward. When prices fall, the opposite tends to happen. As the cost of Bitcoin mining equipment and electricity rise in relation to the value of coins being mined, as hashing power comes offline, the difficulty tends to adjust downward. How many Bitcoins will be mined in 2022? Currently, there are about 900 new Bitcoins being mined every day. If this were to continue to be the case throughout all of 2022, then about 328,500 Bitcoins could be mined this year. The interesting thing to note is that more people mining Bitcoin does not lead to an increase in the number of coins being mined. The block reward is currently set at 6.25, and this will remain true until the next Bitcoin halving, and one block gets mined roughly every 10 minutes. Instead of competition for block leads to a higher hash rate, the number of the new coins being minted remains the same. Alternatives to Bitcoin mining. For those who choose to undertake the cumbersome task of mining crypto, the best cryptocurrency to mine might be the ones with the lowest difficulty and the highest price. Of course, the dynamics are in a constant state of flux, So the best cryptocurrency to mine today might not be the best one to mine tomorrow. Historically, the only time altcoin miners have been made significant profits has been when they are mining lesser known, cheaper coins in the weeks and months before a large increase in prices, or an alt season. This has happened twice, so far in 2017 and again in late 2020 and early 2021. Smaller altcoins tend to have lower difficulty, making them easier to mine and more of a short amount of time. Making significant investments in altcoin mining can be likened to buying a lottery ticket. The odds of success are slim, but the payoff could be sizable for a few fortunate individuals. Is it worth mining Ethereum in 2022? Some might say that mining Ether is a token that powers the Ethereum network is worth it in 2022 because it might be the last year anyone can do so. Ethereum developers are working on an upgrade to the network called Ethereum 2.0. This upgrade will change the consensus mechanism for Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. The first phase of the upgrade began in December 2020, and the final phases are planned for the periods throughout 2021 and 2022. While it's still possible to mine ETH as long as the network uses proof of work, doing so will no longer be possible with proof of stake. Instead, only those who hold large quantities of ETH will be able to stake their tokens and become validators. Validators will have a chance at winning the next block rewards, with the highest odds going to those with the greatest amount of ETH staked. More about alternative Ethereum mining. At the moment, Ethereum coin is the main coin for mining. About 80% of all video cards mine Ethereum. As early as January 2022, only the Ton coin can compare to it in terms of profitability. The first thing to consider when entering mining in 2022 is the return on equipment, not just video cards, but everything else, as the components for a mining farm have gone up a lot. The probability of mining in 2022 is holding on to Ethereum's high rate, but the payback period for the video cards is increasing. This is due to the London hard fork, after which the reward blocks dropped from 8 to 20 Ether to a stable 2. Added to this is the ever-increasing complexity of mining. At the same time, the cost of electricity is also increasing. Profit decreased by about 2 times compared to January 2021. Payback on mining farms. The payback on a mining farm 2022 has gone up. If you're putting together a mining farm of new cards, consider the payback on each card. Plus, to the video cards, add the cost of the mining equipment. If you want to buy a mining farm offhand, take the time to test the equipment. Divide the cost of the entire farm by the number of cards. Once you have the cost of the video cards, calculate the payback on each card from the farm. The payback period for the mining farm in 2022 has doubled. Despite the decline in profitability, mining in 2022 remains a profitable business, especially if you have video cards or can get them at a good price. Mining Bitcoin in 2022. Moving on to Bitcoin mining. Is Bitcoin mining profitable in 2022? The first thing to look at is Bitcoin prices and the complexity of the network. The complexity of the network is at its highest right now. This affects probability, and the price of Bitcoin is also falling, but the rate is fluctuating all the time. As long as it's above 30,000, there's no point in considering this factor. Is mining profitable in 2022? Is it worth it to get into mining? It is worth calculating all the risks before making such a decision. If the payback period for mining equipment is up to a year, you can consider such an investment. Mining in 2022 is still highly profitable. The Bitcoin price has fallen by 80% before mining becomes unprofitable. So, the big mining farms will continue to mine Bitcoin in a bear market despite the severe drop in profitability and the increased payback period of installed ASIC miners. This is a profitable business that will be sustained for a long time to come. Large companies will start to take over small mining farms to deploy even larger farms. If you don't want to mine because of competition, it makes sense to focus on trading. Trading Doge to XRP or other cryptocurrency pairs can make a lot of money. With that, we end today's video. If you found this content informative and helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And lastly, join in next time for more of this interesting content.